introduce yourself?
Yeah, you know what we did last time?
Oh, okay. Well, I got that recorded already.
Oh.
Like
awesome.
how, like the laughter and all that stuff in it? Yeah. Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's recorded. So if I put this out, I'll just boom.
Okay.
Yeah. You ain't even watched none of the videos, have you?
I watched the first one. You only had what? I watched the one that I was in. I'm sorry. How many videos have you had?
This is the third one.
Okay, the second one I didn't watch. I didn't get to watch it. I'm sorry.
Man.
Bro, I worked 6 days this week. This is like my second day off. I was working. Sorry. The only day I had off was that Tuesday that you did the thing.
Yeah, that's true. Alright, I guess it can slide.
I worked Wednesday 12 hours, Thursday my regular shift.
Welcome to the Blakkavellie Show. I'm your host, Blakkavellie, and I'm here with my co-host, JD DJ Jeezy.
Johnny.
We just talk
Johnny.
about the randomest stuff.
Just call me Johnny. Blakkavellie, goddamn.
And it is what it is. Like it or love it. Like, I feel like you're too low.
I like it. I don't want nobody to see. You see my head. Hey. What's up? I don't want to be the focal point. I want to be like, who the hell? Who just said that?
Who's that guy over
Who
there?
just said that? If
How
the
come they
listeners
watching this
complain
whole show?
about it, if the listeners and the viewers complain about it, I'll switch it up. Okay? But it's got to be a certain amount of complaints. It's got to be over 50% of the viewers and everything.
Yeah.
All right?
Alright.
I'm just so comfortable right now. I want y'all to understand how comfortable I am. And also, it's a win because I don't know if y'all can see this chair. Maybe you should zoom in on the chair a little bit real quick. I don't know if we can. Well, you can see it good on that one.
Yeah, you can see
You
it.
kind of can't see it too well on that one. But this is a lazy boy chair. This is Blackavellie's lazy boy. This is 1 of 2, right? See how comfortable? Look at that. I'm like, I can just. What you say? Listen.
What are we talking about again?
Listen. I told this man, I said, you need to put them lazy boys in here so we could just chill out, lounge out, really be comfortable talking, you know what I'm saying? Because that chair I was sitting on last week was not ergonomically, like, safe. I should have sat in that chair that long. My back hurt. I broke my back, Mike Tyson style. It was spinal. And, like, man, it was painful. My coccyx. My tailbone, all that. It was bad. Anyway, but I told him that we should go ahead and get this in there. He said, you can't take it apart. It won't even fit. It barely fit in my house. I was like, bro, unless your lazy boy was built by Jesus the Carpenter, ain't no way it's not going to come apart. I know it comes apart. It don't come apart. Yes, it does. Anyway, the chair's in here. Guess what? It came apart.
So, the chair did come apart. The man knew what he was talking about. I have never had no chair come apart like that. Unless it was an accident or I leaned back too far and it just said, I give up. Started tapping.
Mm-hmm.
I had a blue chair that did that.
It probably just came apart. And all you had to do was like mess around with it.
I threw it away.
I can see that.
I mean, the seat was on. It needed to be thrown away.
My couches are like that.
It needed to go.
They're getting there.
I was just holding on to it because I had it. I got it for free, actually.
Oh.
We moved into a house and it was there. And it was probably something that I should have got rid of.
Yeah.
But I didn't. I was like, yo, it's a free recliner.
If it looks clean, smells clean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I cleaned it off with like some Clorox wipes and stuff and kind of stripped some of the paint off of it. But otherwise, it was good.
Well, this lazy boy is very comfortable. This chair, it's a recliner. Very
Yeah, because it's not a lazy boy.
It's lazy boy is kind of a loosely used
But Lazy Boy is its own
brand.
brand.
Yeah.
So that's an Ashley.
Okay, it's a recliner.
It's a recliner. It's an Ashley recliner.
Mm-hmm. Well, Ashley's actually a furniture store. I don't know if they actually made the furniture though. It might be
somebody was named Ashley that made it. It's cool. I got that for free too. The whole
Where
set.
are you getting this free furniture? No wonder you don't know how to. See, I actually purchased furniture, and the furniture I purchased, they came to the house and it was in pieces, and they put it all together. It was like 2 or 3 guys, I think. They unloaded that truck, got all the pieces in there, and I was like, oh okay. Oh man, this whole thing comes apart, huh? Okay, cool.
See, the guy I got it
3 years
from,
later, it's falling apart in ways that it wasn't supposed to come apart, but whatever.
the guy I got it from, I don't think he knew it came apart because we moved out of his house altogether.
And he didn't. He probably wasn't even there when they put the furniture in the house. He's probably at work. His wife was probably there.
Probably. But yeah,
Probably his
he
ex-wife
didn't.
now.
Actually, yeah.
You see?
Yeah. Dang.
So he definitely, that's why she left him. So you didn't even know the furniture comes apart, stupid ass.
I'm glad I found out before. Because now, Mackenzie didn't know either.
Like I said, I feel bad. I feel like if I would have helped you move when you came out here, I could have helped you figure that out. Because I would have been like, why are we moving this like this? Why don't we take this apart? And you don't go apart. I'm like, are you sure? And then I would have started doing some investigating. I'm like, no, look, check this out. And you were like, oh, I didn't know that. I'm like, yeah, all right, cool.
I had a lot of help moving this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody said the way.
That's the first thing I asked. It's like, why are we doing it like this?
Nobody said, hey, the back comes off there, so I'm going to need you to just stop and, let's take the stuff apart.
Mm-hmm. Like, when I move dressers and
Take
furniture, take the
yeah.
drawers out.
Yeah.
Before you even take the drawers out, at least take the clothes out of the drawers. Because there's people who don't do that. They just tape it all up together. It's like, this is going to be like 1,000,000 times heavier. Especially if you got some original one piece of wood furniture. That old school furniture that's like, they don't make no more. It's like made out of oak.
But that could
thing.
be
Like they took the whole trunk of the tree, the whole thing,
and
they just carved holes in it. And then the pieces that were holes, where the holes were, that piece, that block they took out, they just carved that into a drawer and put it back in there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I've had some furniture like that. I've recently got rid of it because it was just like in the way. So, yeah.
That could be also like you take furniture apart because, like, you were there when they put it together.
No, it was furniture I got from somebody else for free. I just figured I don't want to carry this heavy ass stuff. I want to make it lighter. Let me figure out how it comes apart. That entertainment center I got in my house, that big old entertainment center, it looked like that. And then I said, well, how does this come apart? And I started figuring it out because I know it didn't come in the house like that. Because that big old entertainment center don't fit through the door. It don't fit through nobody's door. Unless you live at a dealership.
I mean, I had a big entertainment center, and we didn't take that apart either. But, I mean, it looked like if you would have taken it apart, it would have fallen. I mean, while it was standing up, it was already like...
Is that the one that didn't make it? I fell on the highway?
No.
'Cause I remember that. I remember...
Yeah.
It was like a table or something.
Nah.
I don't know.
It was
Bookshelf or something like
armoire, I think. Or maybe we still got the armoire and that was a dresser.
It might have been like a small dresser or something.
I think it was.
I just remember that it didn't make it. It didn't make it off the truck. It made it off the truck, but not the way it was supposed to. I was
Yeah,
like, why
because-
didn't you try to level that?
Like they should have laid it down inside there.
Something.
They stood it up on the gate and was just like, yeah, it'll ride. And then
You
nobody
didn't
in the
have
back
really
of
far to
it.
go either.
Just a few blocks.
And all that work to get it out of that storage shed, to get it onto the truck, and didn't even make it like a couple blocks. I was like, damn. And you're like, it's all right. It's like, okay.
I mean, then what am I gonna do? It's
I
like
know. You can't even be mad anymore. It's
it
like
busted
fuck,
all the pieces and everything. I can't do nothing with that now. Like, but what am I gonna do?
You're right.
Get mad and
Mm-hmm.
you know? I mean that was her.
But some people get pissed. Like they'll break up. They'll lose relationships over lost furniture.
I thought I was because that was her great grandma's like furniture, and I felt horrible about it. But
What did she say?
she was just like, I knew that was gonna happen.
But then what happened? Was she mad about it?
Not really, because it was furniture, and it's a material object, and it holds no real value, but just the fact that it was her grandma's, her great grandma's,
Gotcha.
and she wanted, like, she still has a lot of furniture that belonged to her great grandma.
Well, that's good. She still has some stuff at least.
Yeah, she got some earrings that belonged to her, so it's like, and that was not really something that we needed.
Yeah. She was just holding on to it for sentimental value at that point.
Yeah. I mean, it had to sit in the room.
It's crazy though how we hold on to things like that. Like, it reminds me of that movie Coco. You watched that with your kids?
Yeah.
Coco. It's like, you're not gonna be on the ofrenda. I don't care about your stupid ofrenda. But it's like they hold up pictures, and as long as everybody remembers the people from the past that were in their lives, as long as you remember them, they kind of stay alive, and their spirit kind of still lives. And so, if you don't have that, you know, those things and those memories of that person, you forget about them, then their spirit dies a final death. Mexicans, they celebrate that stuff. Like, that's how they think. You know what I mean? That's their culture. But some people hold on to it, but they just don't think of it like that. They just think of it, oh, these are her things, or these are his things, whatever lost loved one you have. So, but it's really you're just holding on to the memory because you don't want to forget. At least that's what I think.
I mean, but like, I don't have anything of my grandma, but other than the memories that I made with her and stuff like that, and like I think about my grandma all the time, and just sometimes I get sad. I just be like, Grandma, I wish she was here.
I know. I wish my grandma was here too. I wonder what she would think. Really wish she was here. My grandma died young too. So, like, oh man, I feel like she'd be pissed at my mom about a couple of things.
For real?
Oh yeah. I'm kind of pissed at my mom. So, she's kind of done some things that
like recently or like
recently,
in the past?
Recently.
Yeah.
Stuff in the past too, but well, I guess just a culmination of the last 5 or 6 years of things that have gone down. She's been kind of like whatever. So, like I went to go see her, and oh man, it's been a minute.
Did you see like last year?
No, I haven't seen my mom since. I don't want to lie, say the wrong age. It's been a long time though. That I went to New York and I saw her.
But didn't she come down here though?
She came down.
Like 2014, 15.
Yeah. No, and I think that was the last time I saw her. She came down here.
Damn.
She came down here when I graduated from Cleat, and I went down there after that. Then after that, I haven't seen her. I talked to her and stuff, so. But, see, the thing is, I've had 3 kids since then, since the last time I saw her. And she has not seen any of her 3 grandchildren besides my oldest daughter. But the other 3 that have come, she hasn't come. My sister had a baby about a month and a half ago, 2 months ago. And she went down to see her at the hospital when she had a baby. The other day, she called me and she's like, yeah, I'm packing because I'm going down to visit your sister. I was like, oh, again? She's like, yeah, I'm just going to stay for like a week. She needs help. So my sister had to have a C-section. So she's struggling and stuff
This
like
one
that.
in Florida,
No, this is in Georgia. She lives in Georgia.
Georgia.
So I was like, oh, okay. You know,
I see who the favorite is.
apparently. So I used to be the favorite, but then I moved on. So like I moved on since I didn't give my mom any attention. I guess I don't know. I gave it to this other woman that I call my wife.
Man,
So yeah, it's do I resent her for it? No. Am I holding a grudge? Yeah, a little bit. Am I happy for my sister that she gets to spend time with my mom during this tough time? Yeah, that's necessary. It takes a village to raise a child and to have some type of support system. It's really important. I wish that my sister would reach out to me because I could probably tell you right now I have more experience within the last 9 years than my mom does because she hasn't had a baby in 24 years. So what does she remember? What does she know? And I say that because also my mother told me the same thing. She said, I haven't had a child in like 20-something years. So what do you think? Do you hold grudges towards family? Like, is there other things or certain, like, am I wrong for feeling like slighted by my mom? See, because last year for Thanksgiving, we were supposed to meet up. My goal was to take my whole family out there. And I had the means to. But flying out there was going to be way more expensive than I thought.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, man, I don't know if I want to spend all that money. It was ridiculous, bro. And it's because it was holiday travel time, too. So that's why. And then COVID and everything like that was still popular. Still popping. And it was popular,
Yeah.
A lot of travel restrictions and stuff like that still. But she got upset. She's like, what do you mean? So I was like, it's expensive, so we're probably going to drive out there. I was like, I looked into bus travel and train travel, things like that. No, I just knew it was something that I could do. So I would change the way we was going to do it. We were going to drive out there. It's going to take a week altogether. Driving was going to take 2 days driving. 2 days to drive to New York and 2 days to drive back.
Mm-hmm.
Man, she got mad because I told her my first stop before I get to New York was in Virginia. Why? So I could pick up my oldest daughter and so I could visit my uncle. But mostly because we're going to be traveling for 2 days, and if I could stop and make a day out of it before I go to New York, that'd be good.
Yeah.
She got upset. She said, I'm mad because my brother is going to see my grandchildren and meet them before me. And I'm like, whose fault is that? That's not my fault. And regardless, who cares? If it was so important for you to meet them, and before everybody else, you should have made it a point to do that. It's only been 3 years since I had my last child, and 6 years since I've had the second one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there's that. No, but here's the thing. So she got mad. This is what it is. So she got mad about that. And she said, "Forget it. Don't come." Okay. So I'm going out there anyway. So I changed my plans. Instead, I took just my youngest daughter out to Virginia. We visited my uncle, my family out there, and then I got to see my daughter and spend time with her. You know what she did instead? She took a trip to Puerto Rico.
She went to Puerto Rico. She could have came down to Virginia and saw you.
Yes. I even told my uncle, I said, hey man, she's kind of mad. He said, well, I said, would you be willing to pick her up from New York? Which is it's a drive, but it's nothing too horrible. He goes, yeah, I'll pick her up. I said, you pick her up and then have her stay with you that night before, and then we hang out and then stay together that one night together, and then head out to New York afterwards. He goes, yeah, we can make that happen. I'll pick her up and everything. All right, cool. I told her that. She said no. And instead, she went to Puerto Rico, bro. Here come recently August. August is her birthday. Her birthday's in August, right? My sister had her baby in August. She just so happened to have her baby around the same time. No, her actually, my nephew's birthday is the same day as my youngest.
Really?
Yes. So he was born the same day my son's third birthday. For my mom's birthday, she took a flight to go see him.
Wow.
Like I said, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? I would not have, if it would have been any other time, you know, if we had been seeing each other this whole time and she had been visiting for birthday and stuff like that, I wouldn't be mad at that. I was like, yeah, sure. You know, when my second daughter was born, she was born the same day my sister graduated high school. And I bought a ticket to go down there. Okay? I had to cancel my plans because my daughter wasn't born yet. And her birth was induced. It was going to be induced the second day. Or there was like 2 more days in this, so they said we're going to induce on this day, whatever. It was like 2 or 3 days after her due date. And so I canceled. Obviously, I lost the ticket money. I didn't get that money back. It was like $600 for a trip, you know? So I told my mom, I said, I'm not going to be able to be there. Why? This is my daughter. She's not here yet. I want to be there for her birth. Are you serious? Yeah. She's like, you're going to miss your sister's graduation. Yes. I was like, what? How is that even like? I figured you'd be under more understanding. My sister understood. She goes, I get it. It's sad. I wish you were going to be here, but I understand. Yeah. So, I've had 3 children since the last time I've seen her, and she hasn't been there for any of them. She went to go see my sister's baby, which is fine. Like my nephew out, and my sister's having a rough time. You know what I'm saying? She had to have a C-section, all that stuff, and she's had relationship issues, and you know, in the past with her boyfriend and everything like that. So you know, there's a lot of struggles there, different things. So, but it's fine. I want her to go see her because she needs somebody. You know what I'm saying? If I could be there, I would. My mom could be there, so that's even better. But at the same time, I can't help but feel slighted, you know? And it has nothing to do with my sister. I love my sister. You know what I'm saying? She's, you know, I want her to have as much support as possible. It matters to me. Yes, she does. But my mom, I have a difficult time with her justification of doing things.
Mm-hmm.
And so, it is what it is, you know? And I get frustrated by that. So I just like, I feel bad sometimes. I want to see her and I miss her. All the time I miss her. You know, I just think about her all the time. And I don't want something to happen to her and then like I regret not ever seeing her or not making the effort to go see her. But at the same time, it works both ways. So I don't want to have to sacrifice not being around my family on a vacation to go see her by myself.
Mm-hmm.
Or if I do try to make a trip out there and there's some issues, or I stop here before I stop there and this person gets to meet them before they get to, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. To me, she just made an excuse for not wanting to go out there, not wanting for us to go out there so she can go to Puerto Rico. That's how I feel about it, honestly. If you wanted to go to Puerto Rico, just say you'd rather go to Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
And then while I was out there, I messaged her. When I went to Virginia, I messaged her, hey, what's going on? I'm out here, you know, I can still come see you, yada, yada. She never messaged me. But she did message my aunt. And she's like, hey, what's going on? Can't see you, I love you, yada, yada, this and that. So I messaged her a couple of times when I first got there. A few days later, after I messaged her a couple of times about trying to see her and everything like that, she messaged my aunt. I talked to my aunt back and forth a couple of times. Might have been 1 or 2 messages.
Dirty.
But you see what I'm saying? So I feel like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Because she didn't want to tell me that's what she did. Yeah. So I'm just like, yeah, whatever. And she
She even planned to go to my. She told me this. And it was so fun. It was like I felt bad for her. I understand where she was coming from. She was scared to death of COVID. She said, "Are you guys vaccinated? Are you guys vaccinated? Are you guys vaccinated?" I'm like, "Look, I got vaccinated because my job required me to. So yeah, I got vaccinated." I said, "I got vaccinated. My wife is vaccinated." I said, "I got the booster and everything, but my wife didn't get the booster, whatever." Okay, what about the kids? I was like, "You're not vaccinated. I'm not vaccinated." Why not? I said, "Because I want to. I don't feel like it's necessary. The kids aren't even getting it like that."
Mm-hmm.
I said, "And if they do get it, I think they're strong enough to, their immune system is strong enough to get through it because they're healthy and everything." So I was like, "Oh." Well, she wanted to go visit my uncle. My uncle, my sister, my aunt, my uncle, my aunt. Um, my sister also is not vaccinated, I'm pretty sure. Mind you. Okay, let's not even go there. I didn't even think about that. But anyway, so my uncle, my aunt, my uncle's wife, my uncle's kids, a lot of the family over there, they're not vaccinated. I didn't care. Went over there anyway. Don't worry about it. She didn't want to go visit my uncle. She made plans to go visit him, and then she's like, "Wait, are you guys vaccinated?" No. Okay, I don't know if I'm gonna go over there. You know what happened afterwards? Because I was like, "Well, what?" I said, "Why would you?" I told my mom, I was like, "Why would you not go? Is this because they're vaccinated? Not vaccinated? Yeah, because I don't know what's gonna happen to me. I'm at high risk. I've never caught it before, and if it happens to me, I could die. Who's gonna take care of me?" I'm like, "Relax. You're thinking way too much into it. You're letting that fear settle in."
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Something's gonna happen to you. It's gonna happen to you regardless. You can step outside, go walk down the street, get hit by a bus. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying COVID is one of those things, but it could be because your time is your time.
Yeah.
And she goes and she's like, "Oh, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna go." She caught COVID like a week later. And then afterwards, after she caught it, you know what she did? She finally went out there and go visit my uncle.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. And my aunt and everything. So it was good. I was happy to see them all together. It made me feel good, because I wanted them to reunite, even if it was temporary, or whatever. But they haven't really been talking like that, and I've been trying to tell her. I said, "These are your siblings. It's important." I said, "It's really important." Now I come at her, and I'm like, I'm really mad that my siblings haven't been reaching out to me like I wish they would, or they could, and it bothers me. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that anymore. And the siblings that I was raised with.
Mm-hmm.
So she's like, "Oh, well, I don't know. This is how they are. This and that." I'm like, "Okay, you're making all these excuses for them, but when it was your siblings and y'all wasn't and you wasn't reaching out to them, it was this and that and the third." Okay, a little bit of hypocrisy there, so that's frustrating.
Wow.
So what do you think? Am I wrong? What is your opinion?
I think just because I'm a person that really doesn't hold a grudge, maybe I do hold a grudge. I don't forget about what happened. I'll hold on to that for forever, but I won't necessarily hold it against the person. But I will remember what they did to me, how they made me feel, stuff like that, and that'll just, I guess, prepare me for what could go wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So like whenever I come up to that person again, I know where they are. And sometimes it's not where they currently are. It's like I went with that with the undersheriff.
Mm-hmm.
I knew what he was like when I worked with him, and so I didn't want to work with him when he became the undersheriff.
Mm-hmm.
And knowing that I don't want to work with him and why I don't want to work with him, he continuously tried to get me to come work with him. Man, look, you're a great officer. You need to come over here. You need to be with us. And I was just like, no. When are you going to get the point? No. It ain't happening. And I don't know, like, it could have been me holding a grudge against him, or it could have been me just trying to make a wiser decision to not get myself involved in that situation that could have been, which it ended up being. Because as soon as he lost, he was gone.
Yeah.
Like he didn't finish it out or anything. He was
Yeah.
just. So it just lets you know where he stood and where he held his best friend. So. So I don't know. I think for the situation, like you're probably doing the right thing. Like maybe not necessarily holding a grudge because that will ultimately push away, and then you won't have that relationship ever again. And then
I mean,
at
I
one
still talk
point-
to her. When she told me about this is recent too, bro. Like, when she told me she's gonna visit my sister, that was like a couple days ago. You know what I'm saying? She's like, I think she's in Georgia now visiting my sister. So it's just like, I wanted to say something, but I just like, if I say something, it's gonna be a whole big deal, and then we're probably gonna go into arguments and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, and then she'll come up with all these excuses and stuff like that. And then I don't want my sister to feel some type of way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Be caught in the crosshairs.
yeah, you know, or take it personal, like I don't have anything against her, because I don't. You know what I'm saying? I want them to be all right. I want to make it. I want her to make it with her relationship. I want her to be able to balance her life out accordingly, and I want her to know that it's going to be hard, the hardest thing she's ever done in her life, and that as humans we're so crazy that having children is so like. It's the most responsible, irresponsible thing we could ever do. It's like, you knew it was going to be this hard, you still did it again? Like, you know? It's like breaking the law, and then you break the law again after you get out of prison, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like, but it's worth it. You know, not breaking the law is worth it. Having a child is like, it's worth it. It's just crazy to think that as hard and difficult of an experience it is, that we as humans say, I'm going to go ahead and do it again. And either we think to ourselves it might be better, or we don't think at all. We just have a baby. Like, oh, you pregnant? Oh, damn. Okay. Like, you should know. You know what I'm saying? Like, me, I planned every one of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I knew consciously, I was like, okay, this is probably going to happen. This is probably the result of this, you know, level of intimacy that we're going through. So, I was like, yeah, probably going to have a baby after this. And so you plan it out in your mind, and you think in your mind, okay, I could do this. I know it was hard, it was tough before, but we made it through. I made it through 3 times, so I could do it this 4th time, you know? Or I made it through this first time, I could do it the 2nd time, probably even easier the 2nd time. No, it just gets harder. It just gets harder every time. But you make it through. And somehow you manage, you know what I'm saying? And I want them to understand that. The hardest thing about, I wouldn't say the hardest thing, but one of the things that's really difficult is trying to maintain a balance in your relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Where you can be a mother, a wife, a girlfriend, you know what I'm saying? Or a husband, a father, a boyfriend, a friend, and then still whatever job title you hold, you still got to do that too. Mm-hmm. You know? So it's hard, man. It's hard.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, you know, I want them to know that. And like I said, I don't hold it against my mom for being how she's being. You know, she's just making me realize when I get older how much I have to sacrifice to continue to be a father to my children and be there for them. Mm-hmm. So, be there for all of them, not just one. Yeah. And then not be selfish and think about myself and my feelings, continue to sacrifice whatever that might be to be there for them for whatever they need, you know, and my grandchildren.
And not miss their appointments.
It happens. Could be worse.
Yeah.
Could be worse.
It probably will be worse. Later on.
Mm-hmm. You forgot your birthday, Brian?
I always forget my birthday. I'll be at work, so I'll be like, hey, today's your birthday, huh? I'm like, what's today? Matter of fact, yes, it is.
Sure is. Dang. Well, today's your day off. Like, what? No, it's not. What's today? Oh, snap. It is my day off.
When did that change? Yeah. Well,
I'd like to know y'all's opinion in the comments. Don't be mean, please. No cursing.
be truthful.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Do you think I should like let it all go and then just go visit my mom the first chance I get, or should I stand my ground and kind of like, you know, should I tell her to, or open up to her a little bit more and explain to her how I feel about her and some of the things that she's done? Even though I know, based on the relationship that I have with my mother, I know it's probably going to get into a heated debate, and we'll probably stop talking to each other for a couple months. Because that's happened in the past, too. So, yeah.
Yeah, I've gone through that myself. Well, thank you for watching. I hope that you enjoy the video, enjoy the message. Please like, comment, and follow for more content. I'm Brian.
I'm John Bon Jovi, Jesus, the Jeezy.
And this is the Blakkavellie Show. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Holla at your boy.
Bye.